Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer Quest with me, Bring It On. So off camera I was heading towards Wolfsbach in preparation for this episode, and the trigger for the Black Quest in the Reichland popped up. So here it is, the Sewers of Nuln. The adventurers continue their travels across the Empire, knowing that at some point Christof will be calling. The Emperor's agent catches up with your party whilst they are on the road. The adventurers arrive at a well-appointed coaching inn deep in the Reichland. As they enter the common room, the warriors are surprised to find it devoid of any other customers. At the largest table in the room sits Christof. The room has no other clientele, however it is not empty. As well as Christof and the warriors, the familiar black-clad, dagger-armed agents can be standing just out of earshot along the periphery of the area. "You're late," states Christof. "My informant had you passing this way no later than yesterday. I can only take over a premises like this for so long. I might be back in the Emperor's favor, but that doesn't mean I have an unlimited budget." The agent gestures to the adventurers to sit down with him at the table. After the jovial greeting, his face turns deadly serious. "Now to business. I have grim tidings. The Skaven are massing under Nuln. I have sent a message to Countess Emmanuel, warning and even pleading with her to start a program in the sewers. A pogrom. Pogrom? What is that? I got a curt message back from her secretary, thanking me for my concern, and stating at some point they'll employ a few more rat catchers in the coming season. The fools have no idea what is about to happen. Christof shifts uncomfortably in his seat. I'm afraid it is up to us. I'm mustering a force of my men, but I am no general. That is beyond my purview. The Emperor has ordered me to destroy the threat, but he has been very specific in what methods I can employ. The use of armed forces is forbidden. His Majesty doesn't want to create a panic, nor does he want to upset relations with the Countess." At this point he shakes his head, and mutters to himself, then looks back at the adventurers. "In any event, the tools at my disposal are limited. I have diplomacy, my writ of office, the power of call Franz's name, and I have you. I want you to simply do what you do best. Enter the Skaven's underground lair, and slay as many of the infernal creatures as you can. In the meantime, I'll be in Nuln's court trying to convince the ruling elite to provide me with a force to sweep the sewers. There's no way you'll be able to slay them all, but if you can kill the Skaven leaders, the rest will squirt the musk of fear and be easy to purge." Christof produces a large purse and plonks it on the table. "Such a pivotal role deserves to be well rewarded. I have 5,000 crowns here, 1,000 of which you can take now. The other 4,000 are for when, or if, you emerge from Nuln's sewers." Christof stands and shakes the hand of each member of your party. "This last task will be your most challenging to date. The Skaven have distracted us with their feint northwards to Altdorf. They've had plenty of time to prepare and breed their pox rats. I don't know what awaits you under Nuln, but I'm sure it won't be pleasant. The adventurers have a fretful night's sleep, and in the morning find the whole inn abandoned. Your party has a cold breakfast, then leave the inn and gird themselves for the challenge to come." What's the recommended level for that? It won't tell me until I get to Stritzen. That's okay. I'm gonna head to a Vortsdorf real quick and buy that, whatever it's called, the magic acorn. Also, I didn't get 1,000 gold. I have the same amount of gold as I did previously. Also, I was so flustered last episode because how the dungeon was going. I missed the opportunity for a good joke about the Slayer who died because he died doing what he loved, and that's dying. Slayers like to die. It's kind of their whole shtick. Alright, cool. Well, we got the magic acorn, which I'll give to the Marauder since he's now my primary DPS. No, I'm not going to go to Averheim first because that is the capital of Stirland. We're going to go to Stritzen before we go to Averheim. And hope that our party is of an appropriate level to do the quests in Averland, because I haven't checked. Alright, during the night, a fire rages through the camp. The intensity of the blaze is such that it may turn the warriors' gold to lumps of molten metal. Luckily, the warriors' gold wasn't affected. They remain as wealthy or as poor as they were before the fire. Alright, the warriors meet a stranger who asks where they're heading. After being told, he says that he too is going that way, knows a shortcut, and will pay the warriors 50 gold to let him join them. After all, he explains, there is safety in numbers. Yeah, he can join us. The stranger's shortcut turns out to be no quicker. Upon reaching his destination, he pays the warriors the agreed sum. Alright, welcome to Skeletons. Alright, on the way to the town of Skeletons, your party is confronted by a lone figure. The man holds a gnarly wooden staff topped with a cat's skull. His body is covered in animalistic fetishes, and the face is hidden under the shadow of a fur hood. As the adventurers approach, he holds out his hand in a halting gesture. "You seek the wrong things," he says in a voice that sounds like a guttural chorus of roaring bears. "Gold, baubles, these are ephemeral. Knowledge is power, wisdom is everything. This is what you will require in the coming war against the Green Tide." The man gestures towards Skeletons in the distance. "Go now, mingle with the selfish and needy. If you choose, come and find me so that I may furnish you with wisdom. I warn you now that such insight is not freely given. Knowledge can only be bought with knowledge. You need more than your sword arms to earn it. When you are ready for enlightenment, follow the birds." Suddenly, the strange man shatters into a flock of ravens. The warriors step back reflexively against the unexpected enchantment, but the cawing birds merely circle in the air for a few seconds before flying westwards. Anything worth buying? Probably not. Recommended level 7. Alright, we are not ready for that. In any capacity. Yeah, we're not ready for that at all. I'm curious. Alright, so I can't cut this way. Because I haven't done the quest in between here. Well, that's disheartening. I don't have to go all the way around. Let's see what level... I mean, I'm assuming this is a higher level than this one. Alright, let's see what quest is in Averheim. Since it is closer to the beginning, maybe it's a lower level. Something that we can possibly handle this episode. The warriors come across a large river. Alright, yeah. Whatever. Plus 5 max wounds. Fantastic. Alright, welcome to Averheim. The place I was trying to avoid going first, but since I can't handle a level 7 dungeon, considering I don't have any level 7 party members. I mean, we would if they didn't keep dying. Alright, the city of Averheim is the largest settlement your party has visited in recent times. Its bustling streets, the cramped, towering buildings, noisy street hawkers, the many beggars, and even the pocketsmiths, intent on cutting the warriors' purses if they get half a chance, come as a welcome relief to the outlying villages and insular towns that have made up the party's trade of late. Unlike previous occasions, the warriors' arrival into Averheim goes largely unnoticed. This isn't a hamlet where visitors are rare, but a city filled with hundreds all going about their own business. Although, there does seem to be one fellow who is taking an interest. He's been following the party since they entered through the city gate, and tailed them all the way to the Plenterplatz, the great city square that is home to one of the largest markets in the Southern Empire. Wary of his intentions, the adventurers feign interest at a peddler's stall and wait until the follower is in grabbing range. It doesn't take long for him to get too close. The stranger squirms in the embrace of your largest warrior. Oh, he's being held down by an ogre. Ugh. I didn't mean nothing, he pleads. I've been sent to get you like I do all the quest whores that come through the north gate. I need to take you to the Underwriter. It'll be worth your while. The stranger, a pale, skinny young man in ragged black cloak, is placed roughly back down. After a quick discussion amongst the warriors, they decide to investigate this Underwriter. After all, they don't like what he's got to say. There's nothing stopping the party just walking away, is there? The warriors follow the thin man into the depths of Averheim. The weapons are reassuringly close to hand should their guide lead them into an ambush. But, despite heading into one of the more notorious districts, folk give the party a wide berth. Before long, the warriors end up outside a dingy building with a surprisingly large doorway. A group of 4 exits the building as your party approaches. A dwarf, a halfling, a bright wizard, and a bare-chested fighter swap awkward glances with your adventurers before moving on down the street and out of sight. An ogre appears from within and gestures that the adventurers should follow. Inside is a single room that takes up the whole ground floor. The room is dominated by a large, ornate wooden desk piled with sheets of parchment. Sat at the desk is a small, weaselly-looking man. He's flanked by 4 ogre mercenaries who look down at your party, clearly sizing up the warriors. Whether it's to eat or fight them remains unknown. Probably both. Ah, you've come, says the man who looks like a flesh-colored goblin. They call me the Underwriter. I invest in ventures that can make people such as us rich, he says, gesturing towards the adventurers across his opulent desk. It's a very simple system, he continues. Clients ask me for things, and I find them. I go into partnership with, let's call them agents, and underwrite their expedition. They return with the thing, and we all get paid. Everybody is happy. He looks down at a sheath of parchment. Now I have a customer who seeks a talisman of power. What surety will you present for the expedition? You look confused. Let me clarify. My clients are beings that you or I should remain on proper terms with. A deposit ensures that there is no misunderstanding about the information I'm about to present you with. Or, should you die, I'm not out of pocket and will be able to compensate my clients for the delay in recovering said item. He places his hands together to form an arch and stares intently over the desk. I suggest a surety of 1,000 gold crowns for this venture. On presentation of the talisman here, I'll double your stake as remuneration. There we go, and I'll pay it. Excellent, says the Underwriter. He hands a scroll to the closest warrior. It contains directions to a catacomb where the talisman is rumored to reside. Find it, kill any who protect it, and bring it back here in a timely fashion. If you prove yourselves competent, I'll have more work for you. Durg, show them out. An ogre moves around the desk and opens the door the adventurers first entered by. The Underwriter is already reading another parchment from the pile on his desk, clearly done with the group. Looks like it's time to leave and see what other sights Averheim has to offer. Although don't dally too long. There's a talisman of power to find. Also, alright, I was gonna say I didn't lose any money, but now I'm broke. Alright, what level is this quest? 6. Alright, I think I have enough level 6s to do that. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I have 3 level 6s, and then I can bring a level 5 along. And hope that, things don't get out of hand. The Shadow Warrior is probably the best option. Because the stats that are most important in this game are the amount of attacks you get per turn. Well, that's really it. That's the most important thing you need. You need a bunch of attacks per turn. Your party has followed the Underwriter's scroll to some moss-covered steps that lead into the darkness. According to the Underwriter, within lies a talisman of power. You best go and get it. Not for personal glory on this occasion, but for continued employment. Is your band a party of adventurers or errand boys? Honestly, I'll take whatever I can get. As long as we don't die anymore. Oh, we're up against Black Orcs now. Alright, these guys are really nasty. And there's no way around that. So... this is where Nightmare Visage comes in handy. Or usually can come in handy. Alright. Berserk, but he's still in control. Let's try to take out this guy first. Take out the ads first, and then I'll worry about the other guys. Nice. Okay, reduces toughness a little bit. All right. Great success. But yeah, these are the enemies that I was avoiding in that first black dungeon. So if I can clear this dungeon with this party, I can probably clear that black dungeon with the same party. Yeah, this guy is just tearing through his enemies. It's fantastic. The Marauder is, I think, the best melee DPS class in the game because he gets much more attacks than the Ogre Iron Gut and the Dwarf Slayer. It's not quite what I had in mind, but if it works, it works. Nice. Alright. Just keep popping off healing mists. Try and get back up to full health. That'll be a little problematic. See if we can one-shot this guy. Almost. Oh, this isn't too bad. We managed to actually clear out the room as well, so we're only dealing with the ambush at this point. It's okay. He's not being pinned down, which is super ideal. So we bring him back here. Oh man, I thought he was gonna go after the Marauder. Oh well, this is fine. Except for he can't dodge an arrow to save his life. I mean that literally, he's gonna probably die. Let's get in some swings. Killing missed him twice, hopefully we get some good heals. Nah, not great. Okay, there's one down. But look at the payouts for this. These guys are worth 60 gold apiece. The base, the base Orc Archer is only worth like, what, 8 gold apiece? So it's a big improvement. On top of all the experience that you get for killing these guys as well. Yeah, 1 wound. Fantastic. I'm sure he won't need more than that. 3 wounds. Yeah, Healing Mist is not as good as the Bright Wizard's Seer Wounds. Or sorry, Healing Mist, yeah. Healing Mist is not as good as Seer Wounds. At all. Because it's too random. But the Marauder is capable of healing himself with Blood Rage, so... not that big of a deal. Alright, so that shaman will be a problem. I need to get him up front. Awesome. Probably gonna take care of... Kill him for all the damage I just did to him. Alright, let them come to us. And go, they're pinned down by the Ironbreaker. So that's really good. And at this point, I'm going to let them come to us. Let's try to let the Ironbreaker get some kills here. Don't like him attacking my Marauder, but that's fine. Alright, let's keep playing it safe. I'll do that, and then that way I can use Occam's Razors on this guy, take him out, then have him swing away on the Black Orc boss, not Horse. Alright, he should go down this turn. Sorry, I've got more attacks coming his way. Fantastic. One of the statue's eyes gleams like a polished jet. It is a talisman, no doubt the one you were after. The warrior deftly draws a dagger and prizes the treasure away from the statue. You now have the Talisman of Power. Magic users replenishing power store stores unused winds of magic which are added to your power store when activated. Can be used once per turn. Oh wow. That's really good. Alright, the warriors return to Averheim battered but triumphant. Unusually, your party are not troubled by the guards at the gate, the watch, or the common folk as they enter and walk through the city. The crowd seems to part by some unspoken command, and before long, the warriors find themselves back at the dingy office of the Underwriter. You're shown in by an ogre, who then joins his compatriots behind the Underwriter's desk. The Underwriter himself sits bolt upright in his chair. His diminutive stature, I know how to say it, alright, stature all the more exaggerated for being flanked by the towering ogres. I believe you have something for me? Yes, I do. Ah, Talisman of Power. My client will be pleased, and as promised, double your surety, he says, tossing a purse clinking with crowns across the desk. You proved yourself somewhat competent, so now on to the next bit of business. I have need of the charm of learning. My spies have located it for me. It is heavily guarded, but my client's need is urgent. I must have it and soon. I simply won't take no for an answer. The ogres shuffle on their feet, eager for the party to say no, but that would be messy. You know how I work, says the Underwriter. I need a surety, and I'll double it, and I'll double it. However, remember my client's needs are urgent. Yeah, sure. I will do it. I almost had enough for a level up, which would have been pretty fantastic. Because I could have got him to level 6, and I would have had a full level 6 party for the Black Dungeon in Stirland. Level 7, yeah, we're not ready for that. So I think what we'll have to do is the this quest next. Of course, we could explore the rest of Averland as well and see what level those quests are. It looks like they're mostly going to be level 7. So it looks like this is going to have to be where we go next. Which I'm fine with. Hopefully not everybody dies, because I'm running out of high-level characters here. But we will see. What does he have equipped? Yeah, no, this is all... Yeah, that's really good. Oh, maybe I didn't have all that stuff on the Slayer. Maybe it was all on him to begin with. Well, that changes things a little bit. That's fine. Also, I should probably unequip some of the stuff on my new characters. Where's he at? The ones I had to replace, so like... Yeah, he won't need this. I can give that to my Grey Wizard, and he shouldn't need that. Yeah, that works. Alright, anyway, I'm going to call it here. Next episode, I think we'll take care of this first Black Quest. And if we succeed in that, most of our characters should be ready to be leveled up to 7. I'll just need to get money in order to do so. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.